dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky. This is WYMT Mountain News Weekend Edition.
Good evening, I'm Madison Carmouche. Many Republican candidates for Kentucky state offices made stops across Eastern Kentucky. WYMT's Chandler Wilcox talked to the candidates about their game plan for the region if they are elected.
The Republican candidates gathered early to participate in the Black Gold Festival Parade. For one candidate, it was a regional homecoming.
And I'm proud to represent our region in Frankfort. Of course, I get to represent the whole state, but I'm an Eastern Kentuckian, and I always value where I'm from.
Republican candidate for Governor Daniel Cameron says he wants Eastern Kentuckians to not only celebrate history in their region, but across the state.
When it comes to our economic development cabinet, representation from Eastern Kentucky that can help spearhead and put forth ideas and innovative ideas.
Republican candidates had a more settled environment here in Leslie County, where they sat and spoke to constituents.
They have been over here not just during election time, but every year throughout the years. They have been in touch with me when I needed help and my constituents needed help.
Candidate for State Treasurer Mark Metcalf put an emphasis on wanting to protect the region.
I am all about protecting the mines, natural gas, petroleum, and seeing that our people here in Eastern Kentucky know that they have a friend in Frankfort.
Candidate for Ag Commissioner Jonathan Schell also spoke about goals within Eastern Kentucky.
The best thing we can do to help the vitality and really strengthen our smaller farmers, our more bivocational farmers that may have a job somewhere else but they also want to farm, is to help get more markets available.
The candidates are just a few months away from Election Day. In Leslie County, Chandler Wilcox, WYMT Mountain News.
WYMT reached out to the Democratic Party of Kentucky for comments on potential visits from candidates and other events, but the party has not yet responded. The Williamsburg Police Department is asking for help in identifying a vehicle. Take a look at your screen. The vehicle was reportedly involved in a suspected theft near Exit 11 in Whitley County. The theft took place this morning around 8:30 a.m. If you have any information on the vehicle or the owner of the vehicle, please contact Whitley Dispatch at 606-549-6018. And in Pulaski County, the Sheriff's Office is asking for help finding a camper that was reportedly stolen on Thursday. The camper was located in the Nancy area when an unknown driver hooked onto the Salem Cruise light. Troopers say the truck that attached to the camper was a dark blue pickup truck that reportedly headed in an unknown direction on West Highway 80. If you have any information, you can contact the Pulaski County Sheriff's Office.
What started out as a dry day across southern and eastern Kentucky has turned into a bit of a soggy evening. Let's check out Pinpoint Doppler right now, and you will see showers and even a rumble of thunder or two rolling across the mountains as we speak. Some of the heaviest of the precipitation just south of Hazard, down towards portions of Leatherwood, just across the mountain into Cumberland and Harlan County, the far western end of Letcher County. Also some decent shower action over into southern Clay County, right on the Clay-Leslie border, and a decent shower just right on top of Campton. Even a few bolts of lightning showing up with that storm. All this action coming in from the southwest. It's heading northeast. So for folks up into the Big Sandy, you're saying, Shane, where's the rain? It's coming. Give it about another hour or so, and it'll be in your neck of the woods. And we're going to see off and on showers for most of the evening. Pikeville, you're nice and dry right now as we take a look at our Pikeville Medical Center camera, 73 degrees. And as we head out to downtown Hazard, where we are wrapping up the Black Gold Festival, a little bit soggy there with some rain in the neighborhood. Temperatures generally into the upper 60s and low 70s as we speak. And we take you through the evening hours. We're heading into the mid 60s just after midnight and eventually bottoming out into the lower 60s. Shower chances sticking around for the next couple of days. We'll talk about when some drier weather moves in coming up here in just a few minutes, Madison.
Shane, thank you. While doctors recommend you take at least 10,000 steps a day, Samantha Valentino shows us folks at the YMCA went the extra few miles, and they did it for a good cause.
The YMCA of Central Kentucky is working to close the education gap through a number of out-of-school programs. Volunteers are raising money to support those programs by taking 100,000 steps.
Sometimes you think about what's the least that I can do to try and help out the people in my community, and specifically in this case, kids. And if all it is me coming out here and walking all day and getting to have some good conversations with good people, and I think that's more than enough in itself.
This is the third year of the YMCA's Step Up for Kids Challenge. David Kloiber has participated every year. While many choose to complete the challenge as a team, Kloiber walks 100,000 steps on his own.
It's about getting out there moving and raising money for a good cause.
The YMCA says having access to productive and fun activities outside of the classroom is essential for students.
When you think about everything we went through when kids were online in school, so this is again just added chances for them to engage with kids their own age and also have wonderful positive adult role models.
That's what Program Director Marley Bush says Black Achievers is all about. The College and Career Readiness Program is just one program being supported by Saturday's event.
I'm able to actually bring professionals who actually work in the field. So you don't see a lot of that in Lexington. So it's a great opportunity for students to make these connections and make these potential connections to further their goals professionally or academically.
Connections that members like Ryan Lowndes don't take for granted.
Being a part of Black Achievers is really cool because it gives me the opportunity to be around people that look like me, and it gives me like more opportunities that I wouldn't have like just normally.
In Lexington, Samantha Valentino, WKYT.
You can find a link to donate in this story on our website, WYMT.com. The 14th annual White Lightning Festival took place in downtown Cumberland Gap, Tennessee this weekend. The festival celebrates the history of Cumberland Gap and the White Lightning Trail. The trail was used to transport moonshine. Cumberland Gap National Historical Park connects the tri-state area of Kentucky, Tennessee, and Virginia. The festival coordinator, Teresa Fusen, says there is more to see than just the festival itself.
It's our beautiful area that we provide. We're right here located. Cumberland Gap is right located in Kentucky, Tennessee, and Virginia. We're right at the tri-state point. We're right in the downtown heart area. We're surrounded by the Cumberland Gap National Park.
Fusen also says this year the festival had more than 40 vendors and booths. Festival organizers say that in the last 2 years, attendance has almost doubled. The United Auto Workers' historic strike against the big three automakers is in its second full day. For the first time, workers are striking at plants for Ford, General Motors, and Stellantis. Negotiators for the UAW and the automakers are expected to be back at the bargaining table Saturday. A striking worker at the Stellantis plant in Toledo, Ohio, brought their kids to the picket line, saying they want to show their children that they need to stand up for what they deserve.
You brought your kids here today to be part of this. Why did you want them to be on the picket line with you?
Well, I want them to stand up for what's right, stand up what's fair, and stand up for what they deserve. And we deserve it. It's a long time coming. I didn't prepare too much because I didn't really think it was going to happen, you know. But that's me. I'm new to the game. So I know for next time if it happens, but, you know, we're going to thug it out. We're going to make it happen.
UAW President Sean Feen said this on Friday that the automakers have not addressed 80% of the striking members' demands. You can likely thank an American farmer for everything from food on your table to gas in your tank, but the number of small family farms is shrinking. Part of that reason, those who run these green operations often find themselves in the red. Reporter Molly Martinez shows us one family farm's fight for survival.
Well, I've lived here my whole life. I'll be 70 next winter.
Craig Mold takes meticulous care in planting and plowing his 800-acre farm. This year's harvest is corn and soybean, but his family has been farming this land since the 1880s. However, his generation might be the last.
The average age of the farmer is about my age, and with no one coming behind them, another generation that's not going to come behind them in the family, you know, I think you're going to see a major consolidation.
Increasingly, small family farms are being snatched up by industrial producers. One reason, it's too hard to turn a profit. According to the USDA, in 2021, 51% of all farms had less than $10,000 in sales. Mold tells me some years he only nets about $4 in profit per acre. That, plus there's an exorbitant cost for staying operational.
If you have to buy, say, a combine, a harvester or something, a new combine with 2 heads on it will set you back almost $1 million.
Indeed.com found that the average farmer salary in the U.S. is just $38,000 per year. While Mold is hopeful he can sustain their operation, he's not betting the family farm.
One thing is your heart's got to be in it if you're going to do it, because it's not a 9-to-5 day job where you can say, I'm done on the weekend. You know, you're here all the time.
In Rush City, Minnesota, I'm Molly Martinez.
And coming up, the cost of an ambulance ride may be causing hesitation to call one for those in need.
And the forecast looking a little bit soggy over the next 48 hours, but drier weather is coming. A look at Future View on the other side of the break.